everything's changing constantly. These 10 here were able to adapt to those changes. They survived. We'll see who survived the best.
And you can bet that these 10 anglers have met the challenge. Every one of them has an opportunity to win the largest paycheck of their entire fishing careers. I can see the enthusiasm on their faces right now.
All right, friends, the excitement is building. As you know, this is a record paycheck, but of course the key is to get past days 1 and 2, because it's on those days you got to reach the top 20 to make it this far. Here's a look back at days 1 and 2 on the Mobile Tensaw Delta. Sometimes tournament fishing is all about overcoming adversity. Day 1 at the M1 presented plenty of that. Sub-freezing temperatures, a stiff breeze, and the inability to get from here to there. That wind from the north, along with low tide, pushed water out of the Mobile Tensaw Delta and stranded at least 20 anglers when water they'd practiced in simply wasn't there. Chevy pro Denny Brower only got 2 miles and eventually had to switch to a backup boat.
We finally got back out on the water at 12:30 this afternoon and had a couple hours to fish. So I was just tickled to death to end up catching 3 fish and possibly have a chance at it tomorrow.
About that cold weather, Mobile set a record with a low of 24 Wednesday, followed by 20 on Thursday. Nobody had to tell these anglers they were earning every bite.
Ice kept ice stayed on the rod all day. And at about 11:30 or 12 o'clock, it warmed up to where it wouldn't. And I changed my patterns, and I ended up catching a few.
But just how much the freezing weather had hurt fishing was open to debate.
I didn't think this cold front affected them as much as everybody think. I think it affected more people's head than it did the actual fish.
Still, at weigh-in, it was clear that something was having an impact on the catch.
The fish seem to be biting a little bit. If you know what to do, you know, it's just a matter of figuring out what the fish are doing, and they're fairly easy to catch if you get around them.
Fritz 13 pounds 3 ounces was good enough for 5th after day 1, but many more anglers had tough days. 33 of the world's best didn't record a single fish. 35 had just 1. Day 1 ended with a tie for the lead. 14 pounds 7 ounces for both Keith Williams and Alabama native Jerry Bohannon.
What would you do with $900,000?
My wife said I got to pay the house off.
Off the house? Keith Williams from Conway, Arkansas.
The conditions helped me because I think it hurt a lot of the other competitors, and it didn't change the way I was going to fish. It actually made the way I was fishing better because it put the fish tighter to cover, and I was able to pinpoint them.
On day 2, there was not as much adversity on the water, but not as many fish either. Only 12 limits were caught, and some top anglers failed to make the top 20, including Scott Martin, who took a 0 when he got stranded Wednesday, and Daryl Robertson, winner of the first Ranger M1.
Hey, I just appreciate being here to fish. You know, I feel like the good Lord's blessed me just to be here. And if I had another one next week, I'd pay another $5,000 to go at it again.
Forrest Wood was in the crowd when the day's big stringer came in. 15-11 from David Dudley, good enough for 2nd place. And leading the way was Ricky Shumpert, who weighed in 14.7 to jump from 24th to 1st.
Had an excellent day. The fish had been on laydowns. I caught 2 this morning on a different structure other than a laydown, and I kept fishing laydowns for about 30 minutes, and I just, I said, ding, this bell's going off in your head, play this game. Don't try and make the fish bite where you want to catch them.
2 days of fishing takes us to 20 anglers and co-anglers. Back to them in a minute. First, the huge money that makes the M1 a landmark event. The winner is guaranteed at least $400,000 cash, but with sponsor bonuses, that first place check can be as much as $1 million. Here's how it works. There's a $200,000 bonus if his Ranger boat is a Comanche series. Then $100,000 for having a Yamaha or Mercury motor, Garmin electronics, an Encota trolling motor, and qualifying purchases of Citgo products, adding up to $1 million in potential first place winnings. And now back to the anglers. Day 1 and 2 took us to 20 based on total 2-day weight. On day 3, they started at 0 and fished to make the final 10. And then today, the 10 anglers on stage now fished 1 day for a shot at the big money. In a few minutes, you'll see the FLW's unique shootout-style weigh-in. 1 by 1, each angler pulls out just enough fish to take the lead, and then he sits down. It always comes down to 2 anglers, and often a single fish decides the winner. The M1 also means big money for co-anglers. They fish with the pros the first 3 days, so their competition ended yesterday, with Tim Hurst of Oxford, Alabama, claiming the largest check ever for a co-angler, $170,000. Meanwhile, here's the winner of our FLW's greatest hit from last week's show. Voted by our viewers who signed on to FLWOutdoors.com. It's Lake Wheeler winner Larry Nixon.
Yeah, look at that sucker. FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Walmart, always low prices, always. By Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. And by Yamaha, when you want the best.
Welcome back live to Mobile, Alabama, everybody. This is a very historic day for tournament bass fishing. We will give away the largest first place check ever in the history of this sport, and who better to share this with than two men who are responsible for this day, the governor of the great state of Alabama, Don Siegelman, and the legendary Forrest Wood. Governor, tell me a little bit about, we've got the Alabama Bass Trail, which is a phenomenal series of bass fishing sites for anglers across the country to come into your fine state. But this is a great tournament right here, the M1 right here in Mobile.
Oh, this is the best. I don't think it gets any better than this. We're going to have, of course, the best anglers in the world, the best fishing in the world. I tell you what, you may have to come south, like to Mobile, Alabama, so we can show you guys how to catch some big fish. You watch and see what's pulled out of those bags today. They're going to be some big ones. But this is a great opportunity for the state of Alabama to showcase our outdoors. It's a beautiful state, and we're delighted to have so many visitors with us today. And Forrest Woods, it's an honor to have you in the great state of Alabama.
You're very kind. Forrest, again, Forrest Wood, the founder of Ranger Boats. Again, the Ranger Millennium. Again, the FLW Outdoors own Pax bearing your name. I know this is a great day for you.
Oh, it really is, Charlie, and I've never been received any better any place than we have been here in Mobile, Alabama. The people are so friendly, and the fishing, they've got lots of fishing, and it's just a good place to be, really.
And again, Ranger Boats here is going to present Carlton probably the largest check ever in the history of fishing right here today.
And we will put these two gentlemen to work because they will help us present that check a little bit later on in the show. Thank you very much, Governor and Forrest. All right, we started off with a full field of anglers. We made that cut down to 20 in the semifinals. Yesterday, we cut from 20 to 10, and they made what we call the Poland cut. Here are your 10 anglers. Our first angler hails from Texas, honestly. He's one of the more popular anglers on the tour and earns his respect on the water. He's an FLW champion with a victory last March at Lake Martin. From Emory, Texas, Takahiro Amori. Our next angler has been all over fish from the beginning. He was in 3rd place after day 1 and 5th place after day 2. He turned in the only double-digit stringer in the semifinals with a whopping 14-pound, 8-ounce limit from Lamar, Missouri, Randy Blockett. Our next angler knows big-time tournament fishing and the pressure that comes with it. He won the 2000 FLW Tour Championship and a $250,000 payday. He turned in 2 5-fish limits to qualify for the semis and 3 solid keepers to make the finals. From Stover, Missouri, Dion Hibden. He finished 5th in the last Ranger M1 and turned in the largest stringer of the tournament when on day 2 he jumped to 2nd overall with a 15-pound, 11-ounce stringer. He turned in the 2nd best weight in the semifinals. From Manteo, North Carolina, David Dudley. Our next angler is a former FLW Angler of the Year. A solid day 2 total of 8 pounds placed him in the semifinals, in which he caught 3 fish and stayed alive in his quest for a possible $800,000. From Sevierville, Tennessee, David Walker. He barely qualified for the semifinals, but proved his ability on Friday with the 3rd best total weight with 4 fish, 8 pounds, 10 ounces. He's riding a hot streak, having finished 4th at the FLW event on Lake Wheeler 2 weeks ago. From Marion, Arkansas, Mark Rose. Our next angler used a strong day 1 total to earn a slot in the semifinals and remained within range of the big money with a solid semifinal catch of 4 fish. He started today tied for 1st with everyone else. From Williamsburg, Ohio, Dale Teeney. Our next angler caught 4 fish each of the first 3 days of this tournament. His largest payday in professional fishing was $50,000 in the EverStart Series. Today he's fishing for $900,000 from La Crosse, Wisconsin, Tom Mansour. Our next angler is a local pro who has steadily moved up the rankings all week long. He's the only angler to turn in 5 fish limits all 3 days of this historic Ranger M1 tournament. From Satsuma, Alabama, Jason Kilpatrick. Our final finalist caught just 2 fish on day 1, but they were good fish and kept him within striking distance for a berth in the semifinals. His largest payday to date is $8,000 in the BFL All-American. He's fishing for $700,000 today. From Toledo, Illinois, Michael Black. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, your 10 finalists in the Ranger M1. It took a lot of skill, courage, enthusiasm, and talent to get to where they are. Now let's take a look at that semifinal round.
The semifinalists left the launch site Friday morning wondering which punch Mother Nature would pack for them in this round.
I've been in a lake way up north, and growing up on the Mississippi River, I kind of know how to fish rivers and adjust for the tide and the fluctuating water and all that.
Rising tide altered some of the favorite fishing sites, which slowed down some of the hottest hands in the tournament. South Carolina's Ricky Shumpert only caught 3 and missed making the finals by 2 ounces.
Here he is. Thanks, sir.
We're working. Long ways to go.
3 fish was just enough for former FLW Angler of the Year David Walker. His 5-pound, 10-ounce day was highlighted by this catch.
There he is. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, man, that fish actually hit that bait a couple times before he finally ate it. I felt something hit it, and I wasn't sure if it was wood. And then the line went slack, and then we got a fish.
Headlining a strong list of finalists is Missouri's Randy Blockett. His persistence paid off handsomely with a 14-pound, 8-ounce, 5-fish limit, nearly 5 pounds ahead of the next best total.
Oh, he's got it again. All right. Jeez, what a second chance, man. All right. Woo! Yeah. Right. Man, he hit that thing, I set the hook, and it was solid. And I knew that I probably didn't get a hook in him because he hit it when he hit it like that. All right.
Exciting semifinal action, and that's how we got to where we are with our 10 finalists chasing the paycheck of their dreams. We will begin weighing in fish in just a moment, but first, Taylor Carr is out in the audience with a guest.
And the Kilpatrick family from Satsuma, Alabama is here. Laney, wife Michelle, and mother Debbie. How many family members here, Debbie?
We have about 15, I think.
Is it true you were one of Jason's first fishing partners?
Yes, he was very gracious. He used to take his mom on Saturdays when a lot of guys was out with their buddies, and there he would drag his mom out fishing because she liked to fish too.
Now, he is calm on the inside or on the outside. How is he on the inside right now?
I think he's pretty well calm on the inside. He's held it together pretty good this week, I think.
All right, cheer him on good.
Very proud of him.
Debbie, thank you very much. Debbie Kilpatrick. Now, as you know, Coach Dennis Green, part of our FLW broadcast team, he fished as a co-angler in this tournament, and truthfully, Coach Green struggled a bit the first day. As we go to break, here's Coach Green on stage with Charlie Evans.
All right, Coach, here's the deal. Now, I know in football, you've gone into halftime before shutout.
Oh, absolutely.
But the game is not over.
The most difficult points are the first ones to get, just like the fish. So first out tomorrow in the first half hour, I expect to get me.
Welcome back to Mobile, Alabama, everybody. We are live coast to coast with the exciting Ranger M1 tournament. And for those of you in our studio audience and also those of you in your homes today, if this is your first taste of professional bass fishing, you picked a wonderful day to begin because this is truly a historic tournament. We'll give away more money than has ever been given away at any professional bass tournament in the history of this sport. It's exciting.
It is very exciting. Again, I know we have 10 excited anglers here. They're ready to find out who's going to win the record-setting purse. Let's find out.
All right, we've met the anglers. Now let's meet their fish. All right, our first angler, Takahiro Amori. Now this is a unique style. This is what we call our shootout style weigh-in. Takahiro will bring up one fish, and that will set the mark. Every angler after Takahiro will have to become then the king of the hill. Here we go.
Here's the first fish of the Ranger Millennium Tournament. We'll put Takahiro in the lead. One fish here that weighs 1 pound, 12 ounces, 112.
All right, that is our mark to beat, 1 pound, 12 ounces. Randy Blockett is our next angler, and he will have to bring up at least that much weight to be able to take the lead and stay alive.
Randy fishes for Team Fuji out there, and one of the Fuji pros along the Walmart FLW Tour needs 1 pound 13 to take the lead. This fish weighs 1. Really alive in that Ranger live well. 1 pound 14 ounces. The new leader.
Good enough. All righty, 2 anglers. We have 2 leaders. Next up, Dion Hibden. Dion will need to beat the mark of 1 pound 14 ounces.
Got to have, hold on, Dion. Let's get the lid up. Got to go to 1 pound and 14 ounces. Let's check the weight of this fish. It weighs, this is one fish that weighs 1 pound, 3 ounces. We're going to need another.
That's all I got.
That's it?
No more to be had.
Only one fish today for Dion Hibden.
I've been kind of shoestringing it all week to even get into this thing, so it finally crept up on me today.
Finally got you today, but again, you didn't get a whole lot of practice for this event.
No, I practiced 2 days, and that's no excuse. I had a good tournament. I had a couple of fish on today that, you know, would have made a big difference. But it's just been, like I say, it's been a tough week, you know, and hard, scratching, biting, kicking, clawing to catch a fish, and like I say, today it finally caught up on me. I just didn't have a lot of places to move around to, and just, you know, like I say, it just finally caught up with me.
Let's see some of those places Dion was fishing. We've got video of him. Check the monitor.
All right. Dion, tell us a little bit about what we're seeing right here.
Well, this is the only one I caught. It was kind of a little train wreck from the get-go, but I finally got him in the boat.
What were you using right here?
I was throwing a little ninja jig with a Guido bug on the back of it.
And that's what you've been throwing all week long?
Basically that and a little Timber Tiger crankbait. But it was, like I say, it's just kind of tough fishing. So I went with the 2 primary baits that I probably enjoy throwing as much as anything, because you got to fish with something that you got confidence in, and that's what I did the whole week. And like I say, it's just tough fishing, and my hat's off to all these guys up here. They've had a good week, and I like to congratulate all of them. I mean, they did a good job.
Well, you're to be congratulated too. Not only you, you come from a fishing family. Your father, Guido Hibden, and you both world champions. And again, you've proved that here.
Well, the cool thing about this thing, with the vision of Ranger Boats and some of the other sponsors for the M1 tournament, this will change some angler's life forever today. And I've been fortunate enough to experience that at a time or two. And one of these guys gonna, like I say, it's gonna change his life forever.
Before we let you go, you had a very special day in your family yesterday.
Yeah, my wife and kids travel everywhere I go, all over the country, and like I say, I have no idea how they do it, but they travel around, support me, and if they didn't, I probably wouldn't do this. I enjoy fishing an awful lot, but I love my wife and kids even more.
And you had some birthdays yesterday.
Yep, my twins turned 7 years old.
Fantastic. Congratulations, a great champion. Dion Hibden, everybody.
Good job, Dion. What an angler, Dion Hibden. Coming from an angler family, a super angler, he represents the sport very well.
Exceptionally well, and we've already weighed 1 out. We've gone in 3. Next up, David Dudley will bring up his fish, and the mark to beat now, 1 pound, 14 ounces. We'll need at least that much from David Dudley.
1 pound, 14 ounces to take the lead. Randy Blockett's in the lead right now. And this fish, let's see if it'll do it. He needs 114 to take the lead. This fish weighs 1 pound.
He's making it difficult.
He is making it difficult. Was that tough to catch out on the water?
Yes.
It was. This fish weighs 1 pound, 14 ounces, just exactly what he needs.
All right. We'll save you for the next round. That's David Dudley now tied for the lead with Randy Blockett. Next up, David Walker. 1 pound, 14 ounces still is the amount. Uh-oh. There's no bag, no fish.
I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, he forgot his bag, but
telling you, I got a bag back there, but I just don't have any fish to put in it today, Charlie.
You are the former Land O'Lakes Angler of the Year. You've been on all the cereal boxes. You are a household name in competitive fishing. All 3 days of this event coming in today, you were shining today.
Yeah, you built me up, and then I bring in nothing, Charlie. I mean, I like I say, kind of like Dion, you know, I really didn't have anything going here. The practice I had was really poor, and I basically looked around for a lot of areas that looked good, and there's so much here to fish. When you start in one of these chutes, it turns this way and this way, everything forks, and there's so many places to fish here, and that's what I did the last few days. I just kept, you seen on the video there, I'd put a crankbait on. That's something I don't usually do. I like to really flip and really work an area.
Well, we're going to check and see what you did. We got video of David Walker, Air Stanley Pro, out on the water. Where you at here, Dave?
Oh, man, this is like the 3rd cast of the morning. I mean, I ran up the river this morning, and I went up to Lake Mifflin. And about the 3rd cast, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to fish. Now, wait a minute, there's no amateur with me. So I look, and my net is still kind of closed up underneath the console right there. So when I'm looking around to put my net together, the fish decides that he'll do one more jump and unbutton. So. But I mean, that's just kind of the way my day went. And then I thought, you know, okay, this was the right move for me, because I went farther up the river to try and get away from this high tide. And I stayed in there for about 3 or 4 hours. No more fish, no more bites at all. So I came back down, tried to fish some of the grass where I'd caught them at earlier this week, just to catch some smaller fish, just to kind of save face up here on live television. But that didn't pay off. The water was up 4 foot on top of where, you know, the little crankbaits I was throwing wouldn't even touch the cover today. So, I mean, I'm really proud that I was able to make a top 10 here when really not have any fish going. And, you know, like Dion said, somebody here has had a day that he's going to remember for the rest of his life. And, you know, I'm proud that I had a chance to be that guy.
Fantastic. A great champion, everybody. David Dudley. Congratulations.
David Walker.
David Walker. I see David's everywhere. David Dudley's also a great champion as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone through our first 5 anglers. We have 5 to go. We will meet them and their fish coming up in a moment when we come back.
Well, I'm throwing some baits that I normally don't throw. Let me put it like that. I did catch a fish on that, but I'll let you know a little later.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Minn Kota, anywhere, anytime. By Garmin, get a Garmin and get on fish. And by Conseco, step up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in Mobile, Alabama. We have weighed in 5, and here is your leaderboard for the top 5 anglers. Randy Blockett out in front, and he and David Dudley are both tied for first with 1 pound and 14 ounces. They've both just weighed in 1 fish. Takahiro Omori just behind them in 3rd position, followed by Dion Hibden and David Walker. They round out your top 5. Now, we will meet our next 5 anglers in just a moment, but first, Taylor Carr is out in the audience with a special guest.
I'm with a man simply known almost worldwide as Mr. Oguri. He's a good friend of Takahiro Omori, and he's the largest Ranger dealership owner in Japan. How many Ranger dealerships in Japan do you own, Mr. Oguri?
Yeah, now we have 20 of dealer in Japan.
20 dealerships. And how did you help Takahiro get his start?
11 years ago, he was coming to first my store. He said to me, please support to me. Oh, I said, oh, yes, it's okay. Then he worked both clean up and pick up at the airport.
And he actually slept in your store, is that right?
Yeah, he was sleeping in my store in the tent.
And you're here to cheer him on? Yep, and I'll say domo arigato.
Do itashimashite.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Carlton, back to you.
Fantastic. I was watching Takahiro's expression, and a lot of support there, a lot of love here. We'll hope for the best for Takahiro. All right, now it's about time to meet our next angler. He's Mark Rose, and he has to beat 1 pound, 14 ounces to stay in this game. Here comes Mark. We've seen a lot of Mark lately. He made the finals at Lake Wheeler just 2 weeks ago on the FLW Tour.
There's his first keeper. He needs to get to 1 pound, 15 ounces. That's not quite. That's 1 pound, reaching for his second fish, and that should do it. 2 keepers here, both alive. The weight here, 2 pounds, 5 ounces, 2.5.
Right. A new leader on the top of the hill is Mark Rose. Next up, Dale Teeney. Dale will need to beat the mark of 2 pounds, 5 ounces, and it does not look like he's going to do so. Oh my. Dale has come up without fish.
Dale Teeney, no fish today, but you had 3 great days to make it to the finals.
Yeah, I had a great time here, and I don't know what the problem was today. I was doing everything right. The fish just didn't know it.
Fish didn't know what you were doing. The changing tides, was that something you had to adapt to every single day?
Yeah, the tides didn't really bother me, just when it was real high and not moving. That's what, I struggled a little bit in practice when it was like that, but it wasn't like that a whole lot. And, I could catch enough when it wasn't like that to make up for it. And today was high all day and didn't move, and I really struggled.
When the water doesn't move, tide actually positions fish, either when it's coming in or going out. And like I said, when it's not moving at all, then fish just wander everywhere.
Yeah, the tide gets them to a spot where they can ambush the minnows and stuff out in there, and you can kind of tell where they're at. But if you'd asked me today, I'd have said there wasn't a fish in that whole river.
There's no bites at all today.
Not even a bite, not even a clue.
Explain a little bit for our viewers at home what it's like to prepare yourself mentally the day before you have an opportunity to fish for a monster paycheck. What was going through your mind last night?
To tell you the truth, it was like any other tournament. If I would have thought about the money, well, I couldn't have done any worse than I did. But once I get on the water, I'm fishing. I don't think about anything.
Did you have any extra pressure? I mean, family at home saying, come on, Daddy, bring us home something.
I'd like to tell my wife to not call the pool guy.
No pool this year, right?
She already had plans. He's probably on hold right now.
We'll the great news here, though, is even though that you zeroed today, didn't catch any fish today, just for making the cut, the minimum paycheck here is like $14,000. Is that right?
It's a nice down payment on a pool.
Yeah, it is. And I'd like to, my whole family's down here. I'm glad I made it this far, while they were here. It was nice.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations on a great tournament. All right. Next up, another angler with a hot hand, or at least a hot pair of hands. Tom Monsoor from La Crosse, Wisconsin is coming up next, still looking to beat that mark of 2 pounds, 5 ounces. We do have a sack of fish.
Mark Rose is our current leader, again, at 2 pounds, 5 ounces. Tom Monsoor from La Crosse, Wisconsin, needs to get to 2 pounds, 6 ounces to take the lead. There's one fish that weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce. You're going to need more.
That's it.
That's it. Another guy that had a tougher day today than all week long.
Yeah, for some reason I got 1 bite today, and I fished hard as I could. But I'd like to say something. I'd like to say thanks to Erwin Jacobs and Forrest Wood and Operation Bass. This is the most unbelievable tournament in organization, and we're so lucky to have it that the fishermen, you just don't know how lucky we are. And if you can ever fish any of the BFLs to learn fishing, do it. You'll learn a lot and fish with a lot of great guys and meet a lot of nice people.
You started in the BFL. You also fished last year in the Northern Division of the EverStart and did very well there. Are you ready for the Walmart FLW Tour?
You bet. I can't wait. I'm on a waiting list right now. I'm ready.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your fishing out there, Tom. Tell us how you caught your fish over the last 3 days.
Well, I've been throwing a homemade jig, and I've been doing pretty good. I had 4 fish each day until today. And today I thought I'd try and get a bigger bite. The water went up, and I had an area me and my sister had pre-fished and caught a 4 and a 3. And I seen the water was up, so I ran right to it, right in the bay there. Never got a bite. And then I went to other spots and never got a bite. And then I came back to the bay and I finally caught one.
Finally caught that one fish. Were you getting nervous as the day going on? You got so much money on the line. Does it get to you mentally?
Actually, just being in the top 10 is all it takes. I was as calm and talking to the guy in the boat with me, what do you call him?
That's the co-angler.
The cameraman. The cameraman.
Cameraman for today, okay.
I mean, we were talking, and I told him, I was just glad to be there. I just think it's a great opportunity just to be here.
Well, you did a great job making it to the finals. He's a tremendous angler. We'll see more of him in the future, Carlton, I'm sure. Tom Mansour from La Crosse, Wisconsin. We'll move him up to the front of the Land O'Lakes boat.
2 anglers remain as we go around the horn for our first round. Jason Kilpatrick from Satsuma, Alabama, up next.
I got to tell you, Jason, from the reaction of the crowd here, you are the hometown favorite.
Yeah, well, I would guess so, being so close.
I guess it makes you feel good hearing that tremendous round of applause.
Yeah, it's been great. I kind of wondered how people would respond to it as we led up to the event, and the whole town, all the people I know and all the people I don't even know, they've just been fantastic to me all week.
All right, I think we'll hear another round of applause. If you can take the lead, you need 2 pounds, 6 ounces, 2.6 to take the lead in this event. There's fish number 1. I don't think that's going to do it. We'll have a look there. Nowhere at 1 pound, 12 ounces. Going to need at least 1 more. And you've got to get to 2 pounds, 6 ounces, 2.6 will put him in the lead. The weight here, 3 pounds, 5 ounces, the new leader.
All right. All right. 1 man left as we tour around. Michael Black is coming up with a big smile and not much else. Oh, no. All right.
Michael Black, I got to tell you, you've been smiling since you got here, though. You're having a ball.
I've already won. Just to be here.
Just to be here. And I'll tell you, the way you attack every single day makes all of us winners, too. Tell us about your last 3 days on the water.
Well, the last 3 days was it was tough for me. I had a 6 and 7 pound stringer. It was just consistent. And I knew if I was going to win this tournament, I had to do something different. So I changed my strategy, and I always say don't do that. But I decided to go up north where the bigger boys were to try and win this thing. And you know, you can think of 1,000 excuses what you should do and what you could have done different. I missed my opening by 15 miles, so I actually went about 85 miles one way. And then I realized that, you know, I could be out of gas. So I stopped and fished for about 10 minutes, and I looked at my clock and my watch, and I said, you know, this water is about 3 or 4 foot higher up here, and it's a lot chocolatier up here, and I need to go back and do what I know. So I headed back. I got 1 hour of fishing in, basically, and it's my own fault. But I tell you what, I'm competing against 9 other guys here are just super people. They're professionals, and I'm a vice president for a bank in Casey, Illinois, and I'm sitting there saying, you know, I'm here. I really have made it, you know. That is exciting to me. And I want to tell everybody back there hi, and all my friends back in Illinois, hello, and I'm proud to be here. And I'm not going to go back with my head down. I'm going to go back there just as proud as a peacock.
You've got every right to be proud, Carlton.
That's right. A bad day fishing is still a great day. Congratulations on making the top 10. Michael Black, everybody. All right, well, we have gone around the horn once. We will begin our second round. We've weighed out 5. 5 anglers still remain. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, today my success came on two lures, a jig and a spinnerbait. And I just fished real slow with the jig and slow with a spinnerbait, just barely reeling my spinnerbait.
We're back live in Mobile, Alabama. This is the Ranger M1, the biggest day in tournament fishing history. Here is your leaderboard. In first place, Jason Kilpatrick, followed by Mark Rose, Randy Blockett, David Dudley, and Takahiro Amore. That rounds out 1 through 5, and then 6 through 10, Dion Hibden, Tom Mansour, David Walker, Dale Teeney, and Michael Black. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your 10 anglers in order to this point. But we still have 5 anglers remaining. Let's go ahead and bring up our next angler right now, Takahiro Amore. Takahiro needs to bring up at least 1 pound and 10 ounces.
Oh, Takahiro. Takahiro, only that 1 fish is all you had today.
Yeah, that's the only 1 bite I had all day.
Were you excited today fishing for that much money?
I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. I was born in Tokyo and I grew up in Japan. And I was dreaming about 15 years ago, dreaming about to fish in the United States for the big tournament, just like this one. And it was a dream come true for me, just fishing today.
This fishing today was great. Takahiro from Japan, he was great. Let's give him a great round of applause. Takahiro, you did a super job.
Takahiro had a lot of support. Okay, we're down to our final 4 now. Randy Blockett is next, Randy is coming up. He'll need 1 pound, 8 ounces to take the lead.
1-8 will put Randy in the lead. That might do it right there. That's a good solid keeper there. This fish weighs in at 2 pounds even. Wait a minute, make sure we get this right. Watch it here, 1 pound, 15 ounces. 115, that's still enough to take the lead.
All right, Randy Blockett is your new leader. Next up, David Dudley. David Dudley has weighed in 1 fish. It was 1 pound, 14 ounces. He needs 1 pound, 15 ounces to tie for the lead. He's loaded up a fish into the bag. He's bringing it up, a member of our Final Four.
Well, that may do it there. This one fish here weighs in at 2 pounds, 5 ounces, a new leader.
A new leader. Okay, we've rotated Kings of the Hill now. Let's see what Mark Rose has. Mark Rose is up next. Mark has weighed in 2 fish for a total of 2 pounds, 5 ounces. We need 1. Oh, no.
Another guy that ran out of fish before the end of the weigh-in, but still a great tournament for you, Mark.
It's been wonderful, Charlie. I've been so excited today. You know, I had a real good game plan. I had a wonderful area to fish. You know, I went out thinking I was going to get 5 bites today and have a chance to win $700,000. So, I mean, it's just been wonderful. I want to thank all my family and friends watching PAX Television back home, and all my family who's here. That's my support team right there. My 93-year-old granddad is here. He took a break from fishing himself. My dad, my stepmom, and my wife, and my little red-headed daughter, Natalie. They're such an inspiration to me, and they keep me.
They do a great job for him. We got Mark Rose. Give him a good round of applause. He is out. Who is next?
All right, one of the great guys in tournament fishing. Thank you, Mark. All right, Jason Kilpatrick is next. Jason has weighed in 3 pounds, 5 ounces. We need at least 15 ounces out of Jason to take the lead. Jason's digging around in that Ranger live well. Something splashing.
Here comes Jason. He needs 15 ounces. Pull him out, Jason. Let's see what you've got.
About Mark Rose first. Today, you just talked about we had $700,000 on the line for Mark Rose. Mark and I shared water all week, and today it would have been awfully easy to come on in there on top of me, struggling for bites like he did. And he showed what being a true professional bass fisherman was all about.
He has done that. Let's see here what you've got in there. And this might do it right here.
That should do it.
This fish weighs 2 pounds, 5 ounces, 2.5, a new leader.
All right, Jason, congratulations. Okay. All right, folks, we have 3 anglers remaining in our quest for the big check. We'll find out who wins coming up when we...
I feel pretty good about the way I'm fishing now. Things are going my way. I caught a couple fish today that probably should have got away. So everything's going my way so far.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by Snickers. Going fishing? Grab a Snickers. By Citgo, we know you. And by Mercury, #1 on the water.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Ranger M1, the biggest day in bass tournament fishing history. We are down to 3 finalists in the quest for the biggest check ever. Let's go straight to the weigh-in action. Randy Blockett is next. Randy has weighed in 2 fish for a total weight of 3 pounds, 13 ounces. We need at least 1 pound, 14 ounces out of you.
114 will take the lead. And that should do it right there. Beautiful fish there. And that weighs in at 2 pounds, 14 ounces, a new leader.
A new leader. Okay. That's Randy Blockett. Okay, that puts the heat now on David Dudley. David Dudley is next. He's weighed in 2 fish for a total weight of 4 pounds, 3 ounces. We need at least a 2 pound, 9 ounce fish to take the lead, or a combination.
2 pounds, 9 ounces will put David Dudley in the lead. This is his 3rd fish. And that should do it there. This fish weighs in at 3 pounds.
You caught active fish.
3 pounds, 13 ounces, a new leader.
A new leader. All right. Okay, David Dudley takes his turn at the top of the hill. Next up, Jason Kilpatrick from Satsuma, Alabama. We need 2 pounds and 7 ounces to take the lead.
2-7 for Jason. We'll put him in the lead. We are having a shootout here.
This is.
This fish weighs 3 pounds even, a new leader.
A new leader. What a response. Okay, we go right back again. This is Randy Blockett. Randy has weighed in 3 fish. We need 1 pound, 2 pounds even, 2 pounds even to take the lead.
2 even for Randy. We'll put him in the lead. This will be his 4th fish he's bringing in. He's weighed in 6'11" so far. And this fish weighs in at 3 pounds, 5 ounces, a new leader.
A new leader. This is high drama, folks. This is getting great. Okay, David Dudley coming up next. David Dudley needs a 2 pound, 1 ounce fish. Wow.
We have a shootout here. This fish weighs 3 pounds, 12 ounces, a new leader.
Wow. Okay. A game of can you top this? Jason Kilpatrick is up next. He's weighed in 4 fish. Oh, no. He's coming up empty-handed. Big hand for Jason Kilpatrick.
Great job, Jason.
Okay, Jason, we've got some video of you today. Let's go ahead and take a look on the big board right behind you. Tell us what we're seeing here.
I think this is the first fish here.
What were you throwing today?
All my fish came on a jig all week.
Okay. That was a beautiful fish there. One more huge one like that, and you might have won this event.
Yeah, I had an opportunity. I missed one bite and I lost 1 fish, and you just can't do that at this level. I mean, look at the field here. You can't make a mistake here.
Can't make any mistakes here, but you got really, really close. You did great. Fantastic hometown hero. Let's give him a good round of applause.
Congratulations. Okay, we're down to 2. Randy Blockett is coming up next. Now, Randy has weighed in 4 fish. Right now, he trails David Dudley by 1 pound and 13 ounces.
We have a lot of money on the line here. How much are you fishing for?
700,000, Charles.
700,000 if he can do it. All right, let's see what he's got. He needs 113 to take the lead.
Oh, my.
And I believe that will do it. This fish weighs in at 4 pounds even, a new leader, but you stay right here.
Okay.
Don't you run off anywhere.
Next up is going to be David Dudley, who has 1 fish remaining. He has weighed in 11 pounds, 12 ounces. We need at least a 2 pound, 5 ounce fish for the championship of the M1.
Right,
he's calling for the crowd. I think we've got it. Let's stick it in there and let's.
How much is this fish worth?
$700,000.
$700,000. If it goes 2 pounds, 5 ounces, I think that's a foregone conclusion. This fish weighs in at, to get it official, £4, 3 ounces, our champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your world record holder, a $700,000 payday, the largest ever in the history of bass fishing. David Dudley, how does that feel?
Very good. The Lord has blessed me well all week. I can't thank him enough. I want to take a second and thank Ranger Boats. My gosh, what a boat. I put them through some stuff today. Yamaha motors, oh, you can't beat the gas mileage.
Tell Forrest Wood personally, thank you.
Forrest Wood, superb boat you made.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the governor,
here's the check, folks. We've never seen this in the history of bass fishing. $700,000. You've seen the best in bass fishing right here on FLW Outdoors. This has been the Ranger M1. You have witnessed history. We will be here every Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, live on the PAX Network. And don't forget our next event in 2 weeks. And the FLW Tour will be at Lake Ouachita in Arkansas. Thanks for watching, everybody, on FLW Outdoors.
Testing it out, reeling it in. Got me a bite, let the fun begin. Gone fishing. Which takes the bait, gonna give it some slack. She's a trophy winner, and I'm